Hey ghouls and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today's video is going to be all of the July book releases that I'm looking forward to. We've got some mystery, some thriller, some horror, a little bit of dark academia, fantasy, so let's just go ahead and get into it. The first book that I'm going to be talking about for this video comes out July 1st, and that would be Come Knocking by Mike Bockoven. When a groundbreaking theatrical experience goes horribly wrong, a deadly night reveals the dark consequences of blurring the lines between performance and reality. So in this book, Come Knocking is the name of an interactive theater production that took over 6 floors of an abandoned building. It was the must-see experience of a generation. However, there was one bloody night of chaos during the show's run. Dozens of people were killed, hundreds injured. The nation was captured by one question: how could this happen? Our main character, investigative reporter Adam Jakes, is tasked with uncovering the truth behind this massacre. This book is told through a series of gripping interviews with survivors, cast members, and witnesses as the main character pieces together the chilling reality behind what was supposed to be the ultimate theatrical experience. From the blurb of this one kind of reminds me of the first Hell House LLC movie a little bit. It's got that found footage feel with the being told through different interviews. This format also reminds me of another book that I have not read yet, but I need to, that this author has written, Fantastic Land, which is in that same sort of epistolary format. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this book out. Moving on to the release date of July 8th, we have How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. 7 authors enter the manor. Can they survive the story within? When legendary horror author Mortimer Queen passes, a group of writers find themselves invited to his last will and testament reading, expecting a piece of his massive fortune. Instead, they arrive at his grand manor, are invited to play a game. The rules are simple: solve the riddle and progress to the next room. If they don't, the manor will take one of them for itself. I think this will just be such a fast-paced book, which is where those thriller elements come in. I actually have an arc of this one as I'm filming this video. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I am excited for it. I think this one is going to be such a fun time. I feel like it'll be perfect for like a summer slasher book. Next up, we have Night Watcher by Daphne Woolsoncroft, and this one is about main character Nola Straight, who is a late night call-in radio host in Portland, Oregon. She listens to stories of hauntings and cryptic sightings for a living. But one foggy and wet evening, a caller calls in and describes an eerie scene that triggers memories of Nola's escape from a serial killer years before. She starts to become fearfully aware that he is back to finish what he started. With creepy things continuously happening and the police not believing her, our main character decides to face off with this caller, figure out what is happening, and potentially re-confront the serial killer from her past. So this is a mystery thriller. I think it's gonna have a really interesting setup with like the podcast elements and the sleuthing on your own elements as well, so I'm pretty excited. Next up, coming out July 15th, we have sort of a re-release for Stephen Graham Jones, and that would be the bind-up of 2 novellas, Killer on the Road and The Babysitter Lives. I'm pretty excited about this one because I have read The Babysitter Lives. I haven't read Killer on the Road yet. The cover seems to be a whole lot of fun with the dual aspect, and what I'm really excited about as well is the fact that The Babysitter Lives used to be an audiobook exclusive. So for people who couldn't listen to audiobooks, don't like to listen to audiobooks, it is now going to be in print format. So I'm pretty excited to, I think, dive back into that one. It's been a while since I've read it and I really enjoyed it. It's a perfect summer horror as well. And then also The Killer on the Road, I think sounds really intriguing. The Babysitter Lives is very much an ode to classic horror tropes of a babysitter taking care of her young charges and something is happening. There is a threat to all of them, potentially inside the house, potentially outside of the house, trying to come in. And then The Killer on the Road is a fast-paced and deadly chase novel that will have your heart racing well above the speed limit as the interstate becomes a graveyard. Honestly, this one's also giving me me like summer horror vibes. We have a group of people going on a road trip and they are being chased down by a serial killer. So I'm pretty excited for this re-release. Both of these books seem to be either in limited format or pretty hard to find, so I'm excited that they are getting a re-release to get them into the hands of more readers. Next up, coming out the 15th, we have The Bewitching by Silvia Moreno-Garcia, and this one is about 3 women in 3 different eras who encounter danger and witchcraft in this eerie, multi-generational horror saga. So we're following main character Minerva. She's a graduate student who is focused on the history of horror literature, and she is researching the life of Beatrice Tremblay, who is an obscure author of macabre tales. As she's investigating, it seems like some of Beatrice's stories are coming or pulled from like real life inspiration that also echo the stories that Minerva has heard from her own grandmother. So all 3 of these women's stories, their narratives are going to become intertwined. Seems like this is going to be some witchy horror, which I am always on the lookout for. The cover for this one is also very beautiful. Silvia Moreno-Garcia is an auto-read author for me, so I am super excited to pick up this witchy horror. Next up, coming out the 15th, we have Girl in the Creek by Wendy and Wagner, and this one is a perfect read for fans of T. Kingfisher and Jeff Vandermeer's cli-fi, which is climate fiction, cosmic horror. The Clackamas National Forest has always been a sanctuary for evil, both human and alien. The shadows of looming trees and long abandoned mines shelter poachers and serial killers alike. Then there's the ruined hotel on the outskirts of the picturesque small town Faraday, Oregon, nestled in the foothills of Mount Hood, the one drowning in mushrooms and fungus not even local experts can identify, and also the one drowning in missing persons cases. Our main character, freelance writer Erin Harper, arrives in this town to investigate what happened to her brother, who is one of the various missing person cases surrounding this town. While she's there, though, someone else goes missing. Unfortunately, the missing person is recovered, no longer alive, but then she goes missing again from the morgue. Our main character has to figure out what is going on in this swamp, in this forest, to all of these missing persons cases. The cover is super eerie. I love a weird, off-putting small town where horrific things are happening. It says the author grew up in a town so tiny it didn't even have a post office, so I feel like she's going to put some of her experiences in such an isolated location into this book. Love a cli-fi horror, and the T. Kingfisher and Jeff Vandermeer comp titles for this one have me so intrigued. Next up, also coming out the 15th, we have One Yellow Eye by Leigh Radford, and this one is a heart-wrenching and unique spin on the zombie mythos. A brilliant scientist desperately searches for a cure after a devastating epidemic while also hiding a monumental secret: her undead husband. How far would you go to save your marriage? For British scientist Kesta Shelley, there is no limit. So this one's intriguing to me. I don't tend to gravitate towards zombie fiction. I think especially the tropes of the real evil isn't the zombie infection, but other people have been done a lot. But I am intrigued by the, I think, questions that this one will bring up. We're following a scientist. It seems like the world has not completely gone to shambles, as she's still desperately trying to find a cure for this while hiding her husband. So I really am intrigued by this one. Can she save her husband before he's discovered, or worse, will they trigger another outbreak? I'm really curious about this one. Moving on to July 22nd, we have The Library at Hellebore by Cassandra Khaw. I'm so excited for this one. I have an arc that I am eager to get to. I also think it's going to appear, if in not 1 but 2 special edition horror boxes, so I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. But this is a deeply dark academia novel from Cassandra Khaw, perfect for fans of A Deadly Education and the Atlas Six who are hungry for something a little more diabolical. So this one is going to be a dark academia, but with like the horror aspects ramped up to 100. I am so excited. The Hellebore Technical Institute for the Gifted is the premier academy for dangerous antichrists, Ragnaroks, world eaters, and apocalypse makers. Hellebore promises redemption, acceptance, and a normal life after graduation, But there's more to Hellebore than meets the eye. On graduation day, the faculty go on a ravenous rampage, feasting on main character Alessa's class. Only Alessa and a group of her classmates escape the carnage. Can they band together and survive, or will the faculty eat its fill? So I'm really excited. I love a dark academia. I love a magical dark academia, and this one seems like it's going to be just so horrific and scary. So definitely looking forward to this one. Next up, also coming out the 22nd, we have Blood Slaves by Markus Redmond. And this one I've already seen circulating. People who have read arcs of this one are comparing it to the movie Sinners, which I loved, so that has me very excited. What if a mystifying revolt precluded the Civil War and changed history as we know it? The vampire origin story is brilliantly reimagined in this terrifying novel of ancient lore, startling revenge, and immortal emancipation in 18th century America. So part historical drama, part supernatural horror, and part alternate history, Blood Slaves is an ingenious and defiant new creation myth of the vampire, one rooted in both justice and the sometimes violent means necessary to achieve it. We're following main character Rafazi, who is the lone survivor of an African vampire tribe rendered nearly extinct by plague, and we're also following main character Willie, who is an enslaved person and desires nothing more than to free his people from malicious bondage, no matter the means, no matter what it takes. These two characters are going to meet and something explosive is going to happen. It's the first book in a series called The Blood Saga, and I am just so intrigued to check this out. I loved Sinners, so if this book is anything like Sinners, where it takes the vampire tale as a means to explore history and oppression, combining supernatural horror with real life historical horrors, I think this is going to be an excellent historical horror read. Moving on to the tail end of the month, we have coming out July 29th, Asylum Hotel by Juliet Blackwell. When a mysterious figure shows up in the photograph an architect takes of the derelict Sebring Hotel, ghostly encounters and murder are unleashed. So we are following main character Aubrey Spencer, who loves photographing classic old buildings and abandoned places that hold old secrets. The Hotel Sebring, perched overlooking the sea, is one such place. Currently abandoned but scheduled for a major renovation, it has a torrid history. Back in the 1920s, it hosted A-list celebrities and lots of scandalous things happened there. So as our main character is taking photographs, she captures something that's a little spooky, potentially a little paranormal. There's also a mysterious death that happens when she's at this hotel taking photos. As our main character digs deeper into the property's dark history and its origins as an asylum, she starts to discover that there's an unsolved murder case from several decades earlier that mirrors the present case, and someone is determined to keep her from discovering the truth at any cost. This is a paranormal thriller, also genre tagged as a mystery, and I just think an abandoned location, like the urban exploration of our main character taking photos, something creepy pops up on her camera. Those aspects, and then the aspects of a hotel that is now abandoned, that used to be an asylum, like the Asylum abandoned building, like those are staples in the horror genre for a reason. It makes for an incredibly creepy setup, so I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. And then last but not least on my list, coming out July 29th, we have A Mastery of Monsters by Liselle Sambury. This is a YA dark academia. It's the first book in a thrilling fantasy series about a teenager who's willing to do anything to find her brother, even infiltrate a secret society full of monsters. The blurb says this is Ninth House meets Legendborn, which is super exciting. I have really enjoyed both of those titles. When August's brother disappears before his sophomore semester, everyone thinks the stress of college got to him, but August knows her brother would never have left her voluntarily, especially not after their mother so recently went missing. The only clue he left behind was a note telling her to stay stay safe and protect their remaining family. And after August is attacked by a 10-foot tall creature with fur and claws, she realizes her brother might be in more danger than she ever could have imagined. So she has to go to his school, starts to get integrated with his friends, starts to realize that there is a secret society he might have been a part of that might have led to his disappearance, and our main character has to figure out both the secrets of the society and what happened to her brother. So I am very intrigued by this one. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, love a dark academia that is a magical school, and this one seems to have those horror fantasy elements as well. So I'm very intrigued to pick this one up. And that leads us to the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know what books are you looking forward to coming out in the month of July. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my content. Stay safe, stay spooky, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!